Lewis Hamilton's move to Ferrari was already one of the biggest storylines in F1, but things just got a lot more interesting. A leaked detail from his contract has emerged, revealing a unique exit clause that gives Hamilton full control over his future after the second year of his contract, which ends in 2025. This isn't just a minor detail. This is a clause that allows the seven-time world champion to decide whether he stays for a third year or walks away, completely independent of Ferrari's input. For a driver of Hamilton's stature, this kind of power is almost unheard of, and it has major implications for both him and the Italian squad. So why does this matter so much? Well, the main issue is performance. Ferrari has struggled to find the sweet spot with their car under the new regulations, and Hamilton is entering a team that is still figuring itself out. The SF25 hasn't delivered the competitive edge everyone expected, and engineers in Maranello are still searching for fixes to the car's weaknesses. Hamilton is a driver who demands excellence, and if the car isn't there, frustration is bound to build. This clause essentially acts as a safety net for him. If Ferrari doesn't perform, he can choose his path, whether that means leaving or even considering retirement. A shocking thought just 2 years into the deal. On the flip side, Ferrari now faces a delicate situation. They've signed the most successful driver in the history of F1, investing heavily both commercially and on track to secure his talents. But this exit clause means they need to make sure Hamilton feels supported and confident in the team's direction. John Ellen, a key figure in Hamilton's support system, has reportedly been fully behind him, making it clear that Hamilton's priorities and comfort are central to Ferrari's strategy moving forward. In practice, that means that the 2026 car will likely carry a lot of Hamilton's DNA, tailored to his driving style, while still balancing the needs of Charles Leclerc, Ferrari's rising star. Hamilton's first season at Ferrari hasn't gone exactly as planned, and the car's performance issues have been a major talking point. The SF25, despite some upgrades like the new rear suspension, hasn't shown the improvements Hamilton and Leclerc were hoping for. Both drivers have struggled to feel real progress, which points to a deeper issue. The team doesn't yet fully understand where the car is falling short. In a sport where every fraction of a second counts, this uncertainty can be incredibly frustrating for a driver of Hamilton's caliber. It's not just about losing races. It's about the lack of clarity on how to improve and whether the team can truly compete with Mercedes, McLaren, or even Aston Martin under the new regulations. Hamilton's confidence has naturally been impacted. Reports suggest that after the Hungarian Grand Prix, he was visibly disappointed, even making comments questioning his own performance. It's easy to forget that drivers are human, and setbacks like missing Q3 or struggling to match Leclerc's pace can hit hard, especially for someone who has spent years at the top of the sport. That said, Hamilton has always been a competitor who rises to challenges, and this is where his experience becomes crucial. He knows what a winning car should feel like and isn't afraid to push for the necessary changes. From Ferrari's perspective, the stakes are equally high. They've invested heavily to secure Hamilton's talents, and his struggles highlight the pressure on engineers to develop a car that is not just competitive, but tailored to the needs of their star driver. Any continued underperformance could fuel speculation about Hamilton activating his exit clause after 2025, a scenario that could shake the team's reputation and affect long-term planning. So the question for fans becomes, can Ferrari turn things around quickly enough to keep Hamilton motivated and committed? Do you think the team can fix their car in time for him to compete at the very top? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to vote yes or no on whether Ferrari can meet the challenge this season. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button for the latest updates and insider insights from F1 so you don't miss any twists in this story. Now let's talk about the real game changer in all of this. Hamilton's exit clause. This isn't just a line in a contract. It's a power move that puts Hamilton in full control of his, destiny. After the second year of his Ferrari deal, He alone can decide whether to stay for a third season or walk away without any interference from the team. For a driver who has already achieved almost everything in F1, this kind of leverage is massive. It essentially shifts some of the pressure from Ferrari onto Hamilton himself, while also signaling to the team that they need to perform at the highest level to keep him satisfied. Supporting him through this is John Ellen, who reportedly has Hamilton's back 100%. Ellen's role in this situation can't be overstated. He ensures that Hamilton's voice is heard, his priorities are met, and that his comfort within the team is a top consideration. This means that Hamilton isn't just waiting to react to Ferrari's decisions, he's actively shaping them. Reports suggest that the 2026 car will carry a significant portion of Hamilton's input, meaning his preferred car setup, driving style, and even strategic preferences will influence Ferrari's next-generation design. But this influence has its nuances, especially considering Charles Leclerc, Ferrari's young and talented driver. While both Hamilton and Leclerc favor similar driving characteristics, Hamilton's preference for a slightly more rear-loaded car could mean that Leclerc will need to adapt to the setup more than usual. This isn't necessarily a problem, but it's a subtle reminder that Hamilton's presence doesn't just affect his own performance. It changes the dynamic for the entire team. The bigger picture here is clear. Hamilton wants a real say in Ferrari's future, and the exit clause is his ultimate safety net. If things don't go his way, he has the option to walk away, a decision that could reshape not only his career, but the entire F1 landscape. So, here's a question for you. If you were in Hamilton's shoes and Ferrari continued to struggle, would you activate the exit clause or give the team one more year? Comment your thoughts below. And don't forget to subscribe for the latest F1 updates, so you're always ahead of the curve on stories like this. One of the most fascinating aspects of this story is Hamilton's influence on the 2026 car. With his exit clause in place, he's not just waiting to see how things unfold. He's actively shaping the team's approach to the next season. Hamilton has made it clear that his driving preferences will play a role in the car's development, ensuring that Ferrari's engineers focus on characteristics that suit his style. This includes adjustments to balance, handling, and setup, particularly in how the car responds to rear load, which Hamilton prefers slightly more than his teammate Leclerc. These decisions aren't just technical, they have real consequences on track. By putting his stamp on the car, Hamilton can maximize his competitiveness and feel more comfortable pushing the SF26 to its limits. However, there's a balance to strike. Ferrari still needs to create a car that serves both drivers, so Leclerc may need to adapt slightly more to Hamilton's style than usual. While this could create intra-team tension, it also shows that Hamilton's influence isn't just about asserting dominance. It's about ensuring the team produces a car capable of competing at the very front. Ferrari is reportedly experimenting with several technical upgrades to suit Hamilton's style, from suspension tweaks to battery adjustments. While these experiments carry some risks, like potential issues with weight or charge, they demonstrate the team's commitment to meeting Hamilton's needs and maximizing their championship chances. It's a high-stakes game, and the success of these changes could determine not only Hamilton's satisfaction, but also Ferrari's performance in the 2026 season. For Hamilton, this proactive involvement is a strategic move. It allows him to directly shape his competitive environment while retaining the option to walk away if the results aren't there. Fans should pay attention to how much of Hamilton's DNA ends up in the 2026 car and whether it gives him an edge over other top teams. So here's a question for you. Do you think Hamilton's input will give Ferrari a real advantage against Mercedes or McLaren next season? Let us know in the comments, and while you're sharing your thoughts, make sure to subscribe for more behind-the-scenes F1 insights. Every like and subscription helps us continue bringing you these updates and keep you ahead of all the big stories in Formula One. Now, let's look at what's truly at stake for both Hamilton and Ferrari. The exit clause isn't just a contractual detail, it could completely reshape the future of the team and Hamilton's career. If Hamilton decides to walk away after 2026, Ferrari would face a huge blow to their reputation. Just 2 years after signing arguably the most successful driver in F1 history, losing him due to underperformance would raise serious questions about the team's ability to develop a championship-winning car. Attracting other top-tier drivers in the future could also become more difficult, as big names would know the stakes and the high expectations that come with Ferrari's environment. For Hamilton, activating the clause could mean the end of his career, but on his own terms. If Ferrari fails to deliver a car capable of competing at the very top, he could choose to retire or move to another project. Though retirement seems more likely given his legendary status and the fact that he's already chasing history, with 7 championships under his belt. The clause gives him autonomy in a sport where drivers are often at the mercy of team politics and car performance, and that's a game-changing level of control. The intra-team battle with Charles Leclerc adds another layer of drama. Leclerc has been Ferrari's golden boy since 2019 and is hungry for his first championship. If Ferrari produces a competitive car, he could finally achieve that milestone, creating a real tension between him and Hamilton. Should Hamilton lose significant pace despite the car being tailored to his preferences, he might be even more inclined to use the exit clause. It's a storyline that F1 fans will be watching closely, and it could dominate headlines throughout the 2026 season. So here's the question for you. Will Hamilton stay and fight in 2026, or will he walk away if things don't go his way? What do you think would happen to Ferrari if he activated the clause? Comment your predictions below. We want to hear what every fan thinks. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Fast News F1 for all the latest updates, analysis, and insider insights. Every subscription helps us bring you closer to the action and ensures you won't miss any twist in this high-stakes F1 story.